Hi there, it's Lucy Brand here, and today I'd like to share with you what is life coaching and shamanic coaching. So I'm a certified life coach, energy coach and shamanic coach, and quite often I find that people don't actually know what shamanic coaching is or how I practice shamanic coaching, and also what life coaching is, because I think we use so many buzzwords in the industry and people are just like, what do you actually do? So today I'm going to explain the differences and my experience of working with them and receiving them myself. So I actually had some like an introduction to life coaching a while ago, and although it was with a really good business and it was really cool and I did enjoy it, but I found it to be too much in my mind, too much in my head. It was very much about goal setting, and I just found that it wasn't incorporating all of me, so my heart, my body and my spirit. And what I was searching for at the time was kind of my life work purpose. I had a really good business and worked in digital marketing as a mentor, and I loved it, but it wasn't showcasing all of my gifts and it wasn't me showing up completely in my work. So yeah, I experienced this and I really did enjoy it, and I met some really nice people, but I thought it's not really for me. But then I found this amazing course where I trained to be a certified life coach, energy coach and shamanic coach, and I found that encompassed all of me and what I want to share with the world. So the difference in my experience between life coaching and shamanic coaching is, with life coaching you have perhaps a goal that you want to work towards, and what you do is you take steps, little action steps to get to that goal, which along the way build up your confidence, or you get a bit more upbeat about it because you're working your way towards it. So yeah, and with this I found that it really works. It does work because you know you're making traction on heading towards your goal. But once again, it is quite mind-based. So for example, I was working with an amazing coach, and I'm quite an introvert actually. I'm a real introvert. And I realised that it was actually stopping me from doing things in my life, particularly in social situations. I get very nervous and I find it uncomfortable talking to more than, say, 2 or 3 people. And there was a Christmas party that my husband was attending and for his work, and invitations were extended to their partners. And I didn't realise actually how anxious I was about it, because there would be lots of people I didn't know. I'd have to go up to people and introduce myself, and for me that's like, whoa, that's really out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I didn't realise how nervous I was getting about it. So I spoke with my coach about it, and what we devised, which worked for me, and it's going to be different for everyone, was I went out and bought a necklace which was really not my kind of type of jewellery. I wouldn't normally wear this style, but it was really bold. It was gold and blue. I love it, actually, really love it. But when I wore it and when I kind of felt it, I felt quite confident, and that's basically what we needed to get to. And if I got nervous, I could just feel the necklace and remind myself that you know, I am interesting and people want to talk to me, like silence this little thing over here which is constantly going, and and go up to people and talk to them. And what I set myself was a goal of talking to 3 new people that I hadn't met before at this party, and going up to groups and introducing myself. So with my necklace, my dress, and I went to the party and I actually smashed that goal. I think I talked to 5 people and I was so proud of myself. I messaged my coach saying, yay, I achieved it. So for me that was great. Excuse me. And that led to me being more confident and being able to approach people in social situations, whereas before I would really struggle with it. So in that way, life coaching really, really helped me. But on the other side of it was the shamanic coaching, what that does is it really gets to the root cause of things and the root issue. So with our bodies, we store things in our bodies, experiences, traumas, things like that. And although, like the mind, if you have a traumatic experience, your mind stores it and you can sometimes circle the story. The same thing happens with your body. And my experience of this was I was burgled about, I think it's 9 years ago now. And when that burglary happened, I'd broken my arm, literally in two, just below the elbow. And when I went to go and have some therapy about the burglary, several years later, and we practiced EFT, which was emotional freedom technique, which I'll probably do in another video. It basically, when I was going back to the memory of the burglar, I remember my arm started to hurt and I was like, what's going on? And it was like my left arm was broken again. And when I spoke to a therapist about this, she said, yes, your body holds on to traumas as well. So, and a lot of the time, the mind can want to hide things or distort things for us to bend our way of looking at the world or reality. So with shamanic coaching, we can get into your body and kind of discover what's really going on. So another example I have of this is I was working with another amazing coach who's also trained the same as me, so she's done shamanic work as well. And I had to write these essay questions, and I was getting so stressed about it because I was really trying hard. It was blocked. Nothing was coming. I'd sit down, I'd show up, do everything that you're supposed to do, and nothing was happening. I just couldn't connect to it. And I had to pick 2 questions out of the 5 that I wanted to work with, different scenarios. And it was just not happening. And I was getting more and more frustrated because I didn't understand why. I'd done everything, you know, kind of tried to flesh out a plan. I'd done all the practical steps, basically, that I could think of to answer these questions. So I spoke to my coach about it and we had a session, and she said, well, is there any that you're particularly drawn to? And I was like, no, this is just not happening. I've had it for weeks now. So we did some shamanic healing. So what that involved was kind of going into an altered state. So if you meditate a lot and you kind of feel that warm, buzzy feeling, it's kind of like going into that state. And what happens is you can talk to your subconscious, which is normally running the show, to be honest with you. So your conscious mind is, yeah, you can say stuff in your conscious mind, but if your subconscious is pedaling the other way, then it's really hard to achieve something. So I went into an altered state and she was asking questions, and I have to scan my body and search for where the issue is manifesting itself or where it is in my body. And some weird and wonderful things come up because, yeah, it's just a magical thing. But I felt a house block, like a red house brick in my chest area over my heart, basically stopping me from connecting with stuff. And then I had an image of me really young at school, trying to paint a picture, and I could paint. I was painting this picture, but I wasn't connecting with it, and I wasn't connecting with my arms. And then when I took it out wider, I wasn't connecting with the other children in my class, and I wasn't connecting with my teacher. I was connecting with nothing around me. And so I thought about it and like dug a bit deeper and tried to really feel into what was going on here. And then I got it. It kind of came to me. And what I'd done is, as a younger child, I kind of made up these rules, which you do normally between the age of 0 and 8 to keep you safe, but they're not necessarily relevant in your adult world, but they can show up present themselves in the adult world and stop you from doing what you want. So younger Lucy, because she moved around so much when we were younger, because of my dad's job, I changed schools a lot and I changed playgroups a lot. So every time I'd have to make new friends and make new friends and meet new people, but then we'd move again. So I didn't want to connect. And so it wasn't, for me, it wasn't safe to connect, because if I connect, then I'm vulnerable, I'm open, and I'm going to be gone again in a few months, like a few months. So I might as well just keep to myself. And I was like, wow, I had no idea. So how this was manifesting in current form was, if I completed my essay questions that I had to complete, then my course would be over, and then I would be moving on, and I wouldn't be seeing my teacher again. So I wasn't connecting with the questions, and I had no idea that this was going on in my subconscious. I had no idea I felt that way. So what we do is we remove the block, or we can shine a light on it and it'll shrink. And then we tend to replace it with something positive. We call it a new agreement or something. So my old limiting belief, negative agreement, whatever you want to call it, was it's not safe to me to connect. So I replaced it with it's safe for me to connect with everyone and everything. And even that, for me being an introvert, was like, oh, I don't know whether I can say this. Like, it's a bit scary. But I said it, and I put it in place of the old one. And then it'll bring you out of the trance. And yeah, the next day, sat down, I think I wrote about 7 pages, picked 2 questions, really connected with it. And yeah, and I was really proud of what I wrote as well. I thought it was really good. Yeah, so with that, it was something that was in my past that was actually affecting my present and my present work. And that's why I think shamanic coaching is really good, because we can actually get to the real root of it, the real root of what is stopping you from showing up in this life and in your work now, and holding you back and keeping you small. So that's my take on the difference between life coaching and shamanic coaching, and a bit of an explanation as to both and what they entail. So I hope that's given you a bit of an insight. If you would like to learn more, or would be interested in working with me, then please reach out to me on Facebook, and I'd happily have a chat with you. But yeah, if not, then I hope you found this useful and it's given you a bit more of an insight into the world of life coaching and shamanic coaching. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.